Hello, my name is Samantha O'Donnell. I am a graphic design major, and today I will be talking about my capstone project, Rewild. Rewild is an environmental organization dedicated to educating consumers and inspiring change. They teach about environmental issues and the steps one can take to do his or her part in helping the planet heal. The final deliverables I will be discussing today include handmade recycled paper, Rewild's Little Green Book, the book's laser-cut cover design, and lastly, Rewild's laser-cut compost bin. Due to the COVID-19 outbreak, my project saw a number of changes. My original focus was on creating a brand that offers eco-friendly products in sustainable packaging. Additionally, I plan to make 4 booklets discussing overconsumption, recycling, composting, and sustainable swaps. With the campus closure, I no longer had the means to create some of these items. I took my original ideas and research and designed a book that would cover all of the topics I had originally hoped to explore. Instead of the brand focusing on selling product, it now focuses solely on educating the consumer about sustainable living. For my new idea, I still wanted to keep all of the components of the work entirely sustainable to strengthen my concept. Some of the specific design decisions I made in order to do so include using only eco-friendly and biodegradable materials, continuing to use my handmade recycled paper, and laser cutting wood pieces while still possible. Throughout my process, Brett Stanley's Blind Spot series remained a source of inspiration. He's a Los Angeles-based underwater photographer. His work is about ocean pollution and how humans assume the ocean is too large to harm it. He highlights our relationship to plastic and the blind eye we turn to its negative effects on the planet. Ryan Cavanaugh's Sustainable Graphic Design series was another inspiration for my work. He is a graphic designer from Dublin, Ireland. The work focuses on the impact we as graphic designers have on the planet. He talks about how we must understand sustainability to change the way we design. This is something I found inspiring because as young designers we are always taught about shelf impact and how to catch the consumer's eye. There is less emphasis on the environmental impact of our work. As a lover of nature, I see great value in implementing sustainable design practices and hope to explore these practices in my own design work. After extensive research and brainstorming, I settled on Rewild for the name of the company. Its definition relates directly to the company's mission. Rewild means to protect an environment and to return it to its more natural state. Rewild's goal is to protect the planet and allow it to heal. When designing a logo for the company, I created many iterations. My final logo design is a simple and clean flower symbol. Flowers typically represent growth and love. The logo represents the growth one will experience by choosing to live more sustainably, as well as the regrowth the planet will experience when we show it the love it deserves. The type used for the logo and all other designs were carefully selected. It is a simple and rounded typeface giving off a very clean and organic feel. For my color palette, I was inspired by earthy tones seen out in nature. I wanted the final color scheme to complement the natural materials used throughout the project. As a part of my project, I made handmade recycled seed paper. The major steps to do so were collecting seeds, pressing flowers, and collecting old papers. I began the process by collecting seeds from flowers, fruits, and vegetables. I originally intended to use the seed paper for product labels. The idea was that instead of throwing out the labels, they could be planted directly into the soil. With the new plan, I was able to use the paper for my book. I also pressed flowers to include in some pieces of paper. I laid the flowers out on a large board of wood and then placed a heavy slab of wood over them. Something interesting to note is that the heavy slab of wood I used to press the flowers was at one time an office table. This relates to my concept because I was able to take the resources available to me and get creative, instead of creating a demand for a new product to complete the job. Lastly, I collected old papers. I soaked them for 2 days and blended them to create the pulp for my new paper. For some pieces, I held the compressed flowers on my screen and let the pulp cover them. For others, I sprinkled the seeds over the sheets and lightly pushed them into the paper before they dried. For the book, I used mostly pieces without seeds in hopes of being able to use them for extensions to this project when time permits. The book I designed is titled Rewild's Little Green Book, A Guide to Sustainability. Some of the major sections of the book include how to go beyond recycling, overconsumption and its effects on the planet, composting, growing at home, mindful shopping, and sustainable swaps. I began the process of designing the book by doing sketches and making digital iterations for each page. I also created illustrations that would help readers better understand some parts of the book. Shown here are a few examples of the book's final page layout. In addition to writing and designing the content for the book, I also designed and laser cut the book's cover. The final cover was cut from untreated wood and now contains the pages of my book. The pages were printed on the handmade paper and assembled using a saddle stitch book binding method. As an extension to the project, I also designed and laser cut a compost bin. Rewild's Little Green Book encourages readers to get creative when making a bin and using the resources available to them. So, Rewild's bin serves as an example of how the company was able to get creative with their bin. All of the deliverables work together to educate viewers about sustainability, while also demonstrating sustainable practices and intentional design decisions. Thank you so much for your interest in Rewild.